Welcome back to another episode of Torqued. Today we're going to get the Mustang loaded onto the trailer and drop it off to go get dipped. Hopefully they can get it done fairly soon. And then I've got another little project in the barn to try and take care of. So let's head out to the barn and get to work. All right, so we dropped the body off at the dipper. Unfortunately, he said it's going to be 2 up to 3 months before he gets to it. He's so backlogged. So what am I going to do in the meantime? Well, we might as well work on the barn. We've got to work on the paint booth. You can see that I've only had 4 filters up there. I thought that would be enough, but it's just not enough. It's not drawing in enough air. You can see around the door how you have these gray areas. It's trying to pull air from anywhere it can, even up on the ceiling where some of the outlets are. So I've got to add more filters, and that's what I'm going to do. So I've got several of them cut on the inside. I still have to do the outside. I got to frame it all in, get it boxed in. So I'll show you guys this when I get the other side cut out and I start putting everything together. We've got all the openings cut out. You can see there's quite a few more. That's as many as I can do just because of the framing. Underneath you can see we have some more on the side. So we're gonna have plenty of airflow. We'll be able to pull out all that overspray. You can see over here, I've actually framed in all the openings just so it fits the 14 by 20 filters. I've got a couple of 12 by 20. And then I have to produce some frames that will actually retain and push in the filter and keep it in place. So I have to finish up this whole side. So let's get back to work. Well, we finished putting all the filters in the paint booth. I did add some extra lighting. I'll show you all the filters, a lot more filters. We're gonna have a lot more airflow. We shouldn't be pulling a vacuum inside of the paint booth at all. I added a bunch of lighting in here. I added a couple of strips up top. These are all 5,000 Kelvin strips. LEDs, I added 2 up on top, on each side, some on the sides, front and back. And then I'm going to probably add some, I'm going to put them right on the door, 3 of them, and then plug them in and unplug them when I need them. And I'll make a little stand to hold 3 on the front side, just so I can have light on the very ends. So when I was finishing up all this, of course, I get a call from the guy that the company that's dipping the car, and they said the car is done. So I went and picked up the car. Let me show you how it looks. All right, we went ahead and put this thing on the rotisserie. I rolled it around probably about 20 times. You can see all the rust coming out of all the holes. It looks like they did a really good job, but of course, there's more areas that we have to correct. You can see inner and outer wheel houses are going to have to be replaced. You can see a scab patch they kind of put on top and just welded in place. The rockers to the quarters, they look pretty hideous, especially the other side. I'll show you that. The top of the quarters, they just rolled over where the lip was, cut it, and brazed it all the way down. And it is just rough as anything. So we're going to need full quarters on this. You can see spots on the floor everywhere. So we're going to need sections. I think I can get away with sections and leave as much original metal as possible. The area in front, the apron actually is in pretty good shape. There are some spots back here, and of course in the battery area I'm going to have to replace. It actually is the best area, so I don't have to do too much work to that. Let's go around the other side. So you can see in the torque box area, I'm going to have to replace the torque box. There's some areas just above the torque box that are going to need to be done. Look at this rocker to quarter. They just brazed that on. Look at the gap on that. Yeah, that's just terrible. So we've got a lot of sheet metal to order. Our Mustang expert actually has a couple doors. These doors, this one is just totally trashed. This one probably could be saved, but it's going to need a lot of work, a door skin, and then possibly work on the back side as well. The fenders, especially that passenger side, it's shot. This side could probably be saved, but it's going to take a lot of work. So yeah, he's got a couple of doors. We'll probably do a swap with the engine for a few doors, and then he does have a fender set or a few fender sets, so we may pick up a fender set from him as well. That's going to save me a lot of work, a lot of grief. So I'm going to go ahead and order the rest of the sheet metal here shortly. I've got to get this thing in epoxy primer, which I will do soon. I've got to scuff it all down. But that'll do it for this episode. I'll show you guys what I'm going to do to the body on the next episode. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you on another episode of Torque.